Alright, here we are back again with my fifth game where it's Orcs versus Orcs, and now is my start of my comeback. Um, if you remember, first of all, to start off the turn, my one unit of Orcs fail their terror test. They fall back to where they are. My other ones rally. But you remember those wolves in the top left that we said were going to be so important and had won the wolf battle? Well, I don't know if he forgot about them because he thought they were not worth it, like, they're so weak, or because he even thought that they were his own units, or just didn't see them. But I was able to charge into the flank of the one, his shaman goblin on chariot on that side, beat him in combat, broke him. I actually killed the shaman, the chariot broke. Um, didn't catch him, but the chariot rammed through those two other units, damaging the other goblin chariot, killing the BSB orc from the other chariot, and now I'm in combat with the other chariot. So all of a sudden, this one wolf unit is just, saved the day over here and is just ripping apart their character chariots, which is just huge points for me. And as well, my two chariots were able to hit his one unit of boar boys that had failed their animosity and pretty much wiped them out. So there's another huge points going back into my favor. On the other flank, not as great. My savages fail to rally, run into the wolves, but this flank was looking pretty bad anyway. Alright, now on his turn over here, things started kind of bad. His chariot charged my one fleeing unit. It had to keep on fleeing. I got away though. His giant charged my other unit, failed terror, ran off the board, so that sucked. My goblins though beat his unit in combat. Turns out that this goblin hero is actually kind of tough, but I still win. He holds. His other chariot that had broken fled into the woods and exploded, so that's gone. And you notice that my shaman chariot at the top is gone. Well, that's because he charged it with his savage orc big guns. Well, let's go to the other picture and see what happened. And now that we're at the other picture, you'll notice his wyvern's gone. So what I did is I knew I was going to be doomed, so I was going to flee. And when I fled, my line took me into the wyvern. Now, if I had flee into the wyvern, I'd be dead automatically, so you think that I might want to hold. But when you flee into units, you also do impact hits into them. So I did that. I died because I hit into a unit, but my impact hits actually killed the wyvern and his war boss. So, I mean, that was just insane. That was crazy. And, just another thing where swinging back the tide by using crazy tactics. On my turn, my chariot charges his chariot. It flees and gets away. My orcs rally. My goblins keep on fighting that one chariot there. The chariot's at one wound, so if I can just beat it, I'd break him. But I still have to wait for that. And my other chariot is just moving to try and play a game of cat and mouse with his two big gun orcs. And then on the other flank here, my unit failed animosity, so it's just waiting to die. So back to his turn. His one chariot that had fled kept fleeing, went off the board. His giant charged into my orcs, and I held. In the combat there, my wolves finally destroyed his chariot and ran down his hero. So now those wolves are already responsible for destroying 3 chariot characters and a unit of wolves. And then, I don't know, this was kind of an iffy move, but he moved his big gun cav back and to the side of my chariot so he could face me. I don't really think it was possible, but, again, it's a fun game, and it just means I'm going to move to his flank again, and we're just going to keep on dancing around. And then on this side, he hits me in the flank. He yells and wins combat by 2, but I passed my break test, so we're still holding out on this side. On my turn, in combat, my guys beat his giant, and he actually fails his stubborn 10 test, but gets away. My chariot moves to the flank of his big guns, and my wolves move over to the right side. And then together, my combined wolf force shoots up his wolves. They panic, and they're going to be running off the board. So that was great, except that then his giant goes and beats my unit, and I run off the board with them. So that's not so good. On his turn, he has very little to do other than just to rally his giant. And on this side, his spider riders just kind of like ran around. And then my turn, last turn of the game. My Wolves of Doom just run up to shoot up this giant, hoping to take it down, but I don't manage to do it. I get at least half points, and so that's the game. So after when we had to add these things up, it did turn out to be a minor win for my opponent. It was really close though, and really surprising given in the beginning that I had such hugely bad luck with that one terror bomb, losing that unit right away. I felt it was amazing that I came back at all, but yeah, then I almost thought that I'd almost win. Well, we may not win, but I would get a tie for sure, a tie in my favor. But the thing that really pushed it over into his favor was the fact that he had those banners. Those little things can add up against you quick. So, really fun game. Unfortunately, because he only had a minor win, meant that the Dark Elf guy won. But yeah, I think we both had a lot of fun, and I'd love to play this guy again. And that was a tournament. I ended up with 2 wins and 3 losses. But I'll do kind of a summary right after this. So thanks for watching, and see you then. Bye.